Hey guys, what do you call these orange cones on the side of the road there? Witches' caps, safety cones, safety markers, but just prolific in Japan. They love the safety cones. So they get used like this beside the road, same as they do in other parts of the world, of course. Pretty normal thing to do. Okay, we're digging up the road, so let's mark it out with some cones so people don't drive in the hole. Makes a lot of sense. So they do get used like that, of course, in a normal way. But you just see them everywhere, and quite often with no apparent reason. So this is a local shop, and these cones in his car park move around. They move them around, put them in different places around the car park, but they never seem to achieve anything or to be for a purpose. And here's some local ones in a local street, and you look at them and it's like there's no apparent. That one you can see they're stopping people going in the wrong exit, but here's a baffler. Look at that. There's no particular reason for that one. You've got to ask yourself, why? So I know it's only a little thing, but little things like this, when you guys come to Japan, or if you're already in Japan, once I've pointed out something like this, you watch how many of these you see. They're just everywhere. Once I started to look out for them to make this video, it was easy. Everywhere I went, there was more cones. These two saved me from going in the lake. If it wasn't for those two cones, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. I'd be in the bottom of that lake. Saved my life, they did, those two cones. Hey, look at these at the shopping centre. This is pretty funny. Look at this. It's a jungle of cones, as far as the eye can see. And again, no particular reason for most of them. They're between the handicap spaces over there. They're not actually on them. They're between them. And these two here marking the door, the door's over here. Walk between these two cones and you will find the door. That sort of thing. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they're there. And this one that you've seen before, from when the lady drove a car into the rice field, and the tow truck guy, middle of the rice field, the tow truck guy had to mark his truck out with cones just so that everybody could see it, so they didn't ride their bicycles into it. And that's really common too, Like, look at this one. Here's a little car on a little street who's marked his car with little cones. Like you wouldn't see the little car, so he's got to mark it with little cones just so you can see it. It's strange, isn't it? And I don't know anybody in Australia who owns cones. Private people in their residential house who owns cones, but in Japan it's really common. People often have cones outside their house, on their driveway, or on their footpath, or just everywhere. So these ones sort of say no pedestrian access, no entry, wheelchair parking only, wheelchair access only. And these are for sale in the local handyman centre for people to go and buy. So yeah, it's a interesting Japanese phenomenon. I think it's something to do with the fact that they like to have appropriate spaces for everything. Space is almost always an issue. So the cones are, a popular way of marking stuff out. You got warning signs there, be careful of the children. But yeah, that sort of stuff's really popular in Japan. So yeah, if you're in Japan already, keep an eye out. And if you're coming to Japan, watch how many cones you see. Just a silly little thing, but anyway, it's another little interesting thing from Japan. More videos coming soon.